Now I have
Yeah.
a question. Are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? I'll give you as long as you want to answer it. I'm not going to cut you off, but can I
Sure,
uh,
sure.
can
Ask
I
me, yeah.
can I give you a hypothetical and then I want to see what you would say to that.
Sure. Okay.
So let's say that me, you, whoever. Let's say that we are a seventh century Jew or Christian, and I'm standing there as the let's say the revelation of the Quran is happening to Muhammad, right? And it's being recited, and let's say I'm hearing this revelation, and the Quran says in a few places, for example, that you can go and check this new revelation against the prior revelation, and you will see that the prior revelation confirms this new revelation. But in a lot of Muslim discussions and apologetics and debates, they will also turn around and say that, well, but the Bible's also corrupted. So my question is, how would a 7th century Christian or Jew go about confirming that the Quran is consistent with prior revelation if the revelation before that is also corrupted? How could it confirm it?
Uh, they're saying that the Bible is corrupted, and you're saying like these same individuals that said these revelations would happen eventually to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. You're saying how can who confirm it? Who can confirm it?
No, I'm saying, what other means would we go to, or what would we use if we're the listeners? I'm a 7th century Jew or Christian. I'm hearing the claims of Muhammad and the Quran as it's being revealed, right? And we get to the part where it says, "Go and check this according to what we revealed before to to Moses and the prophets and to the Injil and all this stuff." What other text could I go to check that other than the Christian and Jewish text?
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Sorry. So what we can do in this case, in this scenario that you're given, so we have, okay, so just to claim it again, it's a Jew and a Christian witnessing the revelation of the Quran from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and we're trying to understand the context of the prior revelations and how we can verify this. So in the Quran itself, right, like there's a variety of scriptures that specify that the Torah the Torah or the Taurat revealed to Moses and Injil that and Injil was revealed to Jesus, or the Gospel, sorry, was revealed to Jesus.
Right.
Um, so in that context, that the Quran is pointing to the religious texts that are held sacred by Jews and Christians as
Okay.
prior
I
revelations.
agree. I agree. Okay. So we agree there, and I understand that that is what the Quran is saying. Now, so
Yeah,
you're
but the
admitting
problem
you're admitting that we would check it by those texts?
I mean, I'm thinking about it like right now. That's one method that you can apply,
Well,
but
but
you would have to
is that the
accept. But
meaning of those texts, though? That's one way to go check it.
it's what we have in terms of context, right? Like, I mean, there's more than that. I mean, you'd have to evaluate other
Well, we're
scriptures
talking about those
that you
texts,
have.
right? Well, I mean, what other way would we verify it other than the prior
Well,
revelation?
so okay, so we have the Torah that you could use. You could use also Psalms from Zabur to also use as some sort of. I'm speaking just in general, right? I'm
Okay.
not
But
trying to
now
go
wait a
into
minute.
like.
So because when I go to those texts like the Torah and the Psalms, which I know very well, they're full of references to the Trinity. So how's that going to work?
Well, it's more of just like a starting off. I mean, I'm thinking about your idea in a step. I haven't like even completed the whole process yet. I've just said like what you would initially like start
Okay.
to do, right? So then the problem that lies with these texts, or like to verify like through those existing priors, is that there are a variety of interpretation differences, right? So for instance, like in the Quran, the Quran
So there's
often.
not a variety of interpretations of the Quran. How is that not? That's the case for any text. So what does that
No,
have to
but
do?
hold on. Let me just explain. Hold on.
That's an irrelevant point.
No, I haven't finished I didn't finish it. It's not. It's not. It'll make sense in a second, I think. So in the Quran, when we have narratives about like biblical figures,
Yeah.
and events, right, that differ from
Yeah, I'm
the
aware.
versions found in the Bible and in the
Right.
New Testament, right? And these differences, interpreting these differences would require some sort of understanding of the framework for the Quran, the perspective of the Quran, when you're comparing different texts from one another. And now, when it comes to the notion of corruption. So if the argument that you're saying about Muslims saying that the argument of the Bible being corrupted like comes into fruition, then this is like, of course this is mentioned in natural any discourse, and not even just Islamic discourse, but any, because it's you're trying to.
Okay, you're filibustering. What's your argument?
Well, the thing is like the way that the frame of the argument that you're trying to make is basically, it's, I don't know. It's hard for me.
Well, it's because it shows that Islam doesn't work. That's the point of this argument. That's why you're tripped up.
No, I haven't even gotten there. I'm evaluating this like independent of.
Well, let me ask it this way. Can you restate what you think the argument is that I'm making?
So you're trying to basically, you have a hypothetical scenario where you are a 7th century Jew or a Christian, right? And you're witnessing the revelation of the Quran to Muhammad, to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And you're basically asking, and you are asked as either a Christian. The scenario is that you gave me is that you are asked either to verify the claims of the Quran using a prior revelations.
No, does the Quran say that?
No. No, that's not what you said in your
Yes,
statement.
it is. I'm saying that the Quran tells me to go and verify. The revelation of the Quran tells me to go and verify the new revelation with the old. That's what I said.
Okay. Let me think just for a second.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you. You can think on it.
Yeah.
Zoltan Isban, what's up?
Hello, can you hear me?
What's up, man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up? Holla if you hit me.
Good. I'm doing good. How are you?
Being silly. What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm good. So basically, in regards of the question you asked Islam, right? So basically, I've realized some things, right? You bring up people here, right, who aren't, respectfully, have a really good knowledge about Islam.
Yeah, right. All I ever do is only debate ignorant people. So I've never debated any top Muslim scholars, have I?
So why is it that you do that? I feel like you're doing it purposely. So if I bring you actually a sheikh, right?
I've already debated sheikh.
I'll bring you a sheikh who's actually a scholar.
Right. So Sheikh Azra Rashid's not a scholar.
Who studied comparative.
So you're not going to listen to. You're not going to listen. You're just going to talk past me.
Go ahead.
Is Sheikh Azra Rashid not a scholar?
I do not know who that is.
Okay. Well, I've got all of my Muslim debates with the top Muslim apologists and scholars on my website. Is that okay?
Have you debated Muhammad? Not Muhammad Hijra, but Sheikh Uthman. Have you debated Sheikh, Sheikh Hamzi, and all those other sheikhs who are actually top scholars?
The only sheikh I've debated is Azra Rashid because he's the only one willing to do it. I've debated Hikikachu. I've debated Shabir Ali, Nazam Ghafoor, the Dawa people. I mean...
Okay, so
I know it's never the real Muslim scholar. You understand that in 6 years of how many times I've heard this?
I've never said they're not. I do not know them. So basically, probably.
But I haven't debated the real. This is the no true scholar fallacy here, right? The no true Muslim scholar here.
Okay, but what if I bring you actually a sheikh who actually would be able to talk to on Spaces and debunk whatever
you know how many times we've opened up Spaces for probably 300 times in 6 years.
Is it actually the first time I hear about you? So look, I'll jump.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Next time you do a space.
Guess what? They're open all the time. You could tell them to come right now.
I do not know. He's in the UK right now, so I'll DM him. But next time you're gonna run up a space, I'm gonna organize it. I'm gonna let him know that you're on, and then he'll jump in. His name is Dr. Hamzi, so you'll be able to identify him. That's if he's willing to do it. So I'm not gonna put words into his mouth. Now, in regards of the question, right, that you asked Islam real quick. So your question doesn't make sense. Why would you go back to the 7th century? It doesn't make sense. You should go back to like right now, right? Because we said that the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran is the word.
So it doesn't make sense because you can't. So you're not even. Can you restate what the argument is? I don't debate anyone that can't restate the hypothetical. And you said it doesn't make sense. How does it not make sense as a hypothetical?
If you were in the 7th century, right? and you're a Christian man and a Jewish man, how would you confirm that why would the Quran confirm the previous books, right? Scriptures, which is the Torah and the Injil, right?
That's not what the argument is. How would it confirm it? It's the fact that the Quran says you can confirm this new revelation with the prior.
Yes, and that is before their corruption. So whatever the Torah was sent to
So wait a
Moses,
minute. So
and
when
got
was it?
corrupted.
When was it corrupted?
The Bible was sent to Jesus. The Injil was
Do you
sent to
understand?
Jesus.
This is your
It got
ignorance. So you don't
corrupted.
understand that we have copies of the New Testament and the Torah that predate the Quran still existing today.
Still has some passages missing. Still has some.
So you're not going to address
corruption in it.
you're not addressing the point. So you also don't understand the hypothetical.
It is still corrupted.
Where is the argument? Did you not hear what I just said?
The hypothetical claim comes to today as well, because back the
They
reason
can't.
why
They literally
Muhammad-
can't understand a hypothetical. I feel sorry for you guys that it's that difficult for you to understand a hypothetical.
So the reason why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Quran was revealed to him, it was the final message, right? Because the other
That's
books
just stating your position. I know what your
wait.
position is.
were corrupted, right?
Where is the argument? Does the Quran say it's corrupted?
Absolutely.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. How
okay.
you see? So here's the stupidity of this argument. If the Quran says I can go check it against the previous texts, how can I do that if the texts are corrupted? And you just said the corruption happens later. You just refuted yourself.
Okay, let me. Can I give you some references, or
Did you not hear what I just said? It's like you don't even hear the argument.
you just told me that in the Quran it doesn't say it. Can I give you some references, or
I know what passages are going to, and the passages talk about them twisting it with their tongues. But I'm making a different point that the other passages say to check it against the existing passages, which you just said you could do because you said after the revelation of the Quran they were corrupted. That's what you said 2 minutes ago. Did you not?
After the revelation of the Bible and the Torah, it was corrupted. Yes.
So then how can I check the Quran against the prior revelation?
Why is it
Then how can I check the Quran against the prior revelation?
Pardon?
Then how can I check the Quran against the prior revelation?
Because we all know that the Bible was corrupt. And
No, we don't. That's your argument.
And the Quran clearly states, right, that the books.
This is how slow you people
I
are.
can give you the references.
How could I check it if it's corrupted?
Read the Quran.
How? That's a circled. You don't understand a circular argument?
Okay, so if it's a circle argument, then you're falling into it as well.
No, I'm not. I'm pointing out how dumb your position is. And you guys fall into this every time. You check the Quran against the prior revelation of the Bible, but the Bible's corrupted, and so you follow it where it talks about the Quran.
Okay. Can you go read the Quran?
The text, it doesn't say the Bible's corrupted. And by the way, if it does, then the Quran contradicts itself because it says to check it against the prior revelation. That's why the hypothetical is, what other thing would we go to check it other than the existing Jewish and Christian texts?
Okay, can I just give you the references?
No, I already know the references. We covered in a 6-hour live stream the other day. I already know all the references. It doesn't say that the Bible's corrupted. It says they twisted it with their tongues.
All right, so this part here. But because of their breach of their covenant, we cursed them and made their hearts grow hard. And they changed the
I know
ways
the passage.
from their right places and forget.
This is talking about a faction of the Jews. It does not say.
Them, nor wilt those
You're just repeating the
find them
Dawah script.
bearing
We all
fruit.
know these dumb arguments, and they've been
And repent
responding.
on the
Okay, so you're not going to
Jews and
address.
the new
You're not going to
Lord.
address it. You understand that if the text is corrupted, then the Quran fails on its own grounds because it says you can check it with corrupted text, and that's a circular argument.
Well, there's many passages. You won't allow me to talk about.
We've already gone through all these passages endless times. This is hundreds of times I've opened this up and dealt with Muslims making these types of arguments.
If you're not willing for me to actually,
We already know these passages.
because you're interpreting.
We already know the passages. So how am I going to check?
So you're agreeing with me that in the Quran multiple times it says that the Bible was corrupted.
No, it doesn't say that. I'm saying that even if it does say that, it's a defeater for the Quran because how else could I check the Quran with prior revelation?
Because it's words. Okay. first and foremost,
Do you understand the argument?
God is
Do you
all
understand the
knowing,
argument?
all hearing and all seeing, right? He knows what's in the past. He knows what's
So
in
this
the
is not an
future, he knows
argument.
what's in the
This is not an
future.
argument. This is
So
not. You're just stating me. You're telling me what God's
when-
attributes are. Is
when
not an
God-
argument.
When God, right, revealed the Quran,
No Muslim can deal with this. This is
when
why they
the Quran-
collapse.
when the Quran, you're interrupting me, like.
Because you're
when
not
the Quran
addressing
was
the argument.
revealed
You're
to-
just filibustering and talking about Allah's attributes. It has nothing to do with this argument.
Let me finish.
If the Bible is corrupted, how is that? How can I check the Quran against the prior revelation?
Well, let me finish. When
You're not arguing. You're just filibustering.
No, I'm not. I'm actually. You're not even allowing me to finish.
Because you're filibustering. I don't let people just ramble with fallacies and nonsense. You're already talking about something not relevant. Allah's attributes. What does that have to do with this point?
Let me finish. Let me finish my statement. So he revealed the Quran because we believe that the Quran is God's word.
Spitting out your position
He would
is not an
reveal-
argument.
He would reveal that, right? What happened in the past, from the time of Adam till the time.
You can't even grasp this argument. How do I check? How if the Bible's corrupted, then I can't check the Quran, can I? Because the text I'm referencing is corrupted.
Well,
You don't
yes,
see this?
because the Quran is the last and final message.
But you don't see the circle here? Because you just told me to check the Quran against the Bible.
So instead of like
Logic is haram, isn't
we
it?
can prove that the Bible has been corrupted. We can prove that the Torah.
It doesn't matter. Look, can you can't understand the hypothetical? Even if I admit the Bible's corrupted, it's a defeater for Islam. You don't see this?
Well, because it was we believe in the Torah and the Injil, right? The Torah that was revealed to Moses and the Injil that was revealed to.
Yes, thank you for you're just restating your position. I know you think that.
Yes, but the thing is, we believe the scriptures that was directly sent to them without corruption. So when we speak about the Bible,
Yeah, and do you have actual evidence of that? Do you have actual evidence? That's just an assertion.
Right? It's not an assertion. It's a confirmation because the Quran confirms that it was corrupted, and
The Quran confirms it by asserting it. So you think an assertion is a confirmation? That's how silly you are.
No, that's what you believe.
You just told me. You just told me to check the Quran. Okay, so this is done. This is he doesn't. He can't even. All they do is yap. They can't actually make an argument. The argument was, how do I check it against the prior revelation if the prior revelation is corrupt? It's very simple. But it is corrupt. I know. But Allah is all-knowing. Yeah, I know you think that. None of that is addressing the argument. Like, they get so emotional, they can't even restate the hypothetical. And once they start realizing where the hypothetical might be going, they immediately spurg out. Did you notice that? They all do this. If the Bible is corrupted, that's a defeater for the Quran telling me to go check the new revelation against the old. Duh. It's not a difficult argument. It's very simple. But Bible corrupt. I know you think that. That's not the point of the argument. Good grief. Unmute, man. What's up? It's like talking to 12-year-olds. It's like... All right, now his buddy's back. Go ahead. What's up? You're back.
Hey Jay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah. No, I mean, I understand. But I just joined, so I didn't get the full scope of what this was all about. But it is an interesting topic. I mean, it is definitely a good theological discussion to have. I mean, but
now you want to change the topic and you want to run a dollar
I'm
script
not changing
on
the
it.
topic. I'm a mathematician by trade, man. So relax for a second. And I'm a former fighter, so I'm Muslim, but like I take things from a pragmatic, like holistic point of view. So just chill out for a second. Now, when you talk about,
what do you mean chill? I'm not chill. It's just called debating, man.
No, because you're making like holistic claims, like everyone is like spazzing out, like no one's spazzing out, like not that many, or there's a couple that.
The guy that was just on here was spazzing out. He wouldn't address the objection.
He might have not known. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so can you restate what the objection is again for me?
Yes, of course. I already have 2 times.
I don't think you got it right. So can you restate it again?
So if the Bible is corrupt, it's basically a defeater argument for the Quran to tell me to go check in the Old and New Revelations, essentially, is what your point is.
So what other thing would a 7th century Christian or Jew go to check the Quran?
Well, there's a variety of things. So you can go through, you can filter through the Bible. So, I mean...
Filter through the Bible,
Quran,
what does that mean?
Can I was about to answer that. So the Quran basically posits that itself as the final, and it's basically the unaltered word, right? So it's like...
Right, I understand your position, right.
It's the criterion. No, I'm telling you what it is. I'm not telling you my position.
This is not your position?
I'm speaking like what, as in fact, not in my opinion. But by definition, the Quran asserts itself as the final and unaltered word of God.
But that doesn't mean that it's so.
Fact.
Right.
That's not my opinion. That's what it does. It is what it is. It's not my opinion.
Okay, does that book tell me to check the New Revelation against the prior?
So when it's
okay, so how do I do that?
Believers to check Old and New Revelations.
Right. How do I do that?
Effectively asking you to filter through those scriptures.
Oh, so filter it to where it fits with the Quran. So it's a circle.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, so necessarily. So the only texts that I pay attention to in the Old Testament are the ones that fit with the Quran. So that's a cult. That's not checking the prior revelation to see if it's consistent. That's a double standard.
You can no.
How is it not a double standard? Because you just told me to filter the Bible to where it fits with the Quran.
I'm giving you one method of assessing Old and...
You don't see how silly this is. Filter the Bible to where it fits with the Quran is the way to check if the Quran is consistent with the prior revelation. You don't see how silly that is.
I didn't say to fit with the Quran. No one said that.
You just said you filter it with the criteria, which is the Quran.
Yeah, and you see where...
So you did say that. What are you talking about? You guys are so dishonest.
You see where the matches are and where the disparities are. Do you not know what filtering means?
Which is exactly what I said.
No, you're saying it to fit. I'm saying it to either or. It can fit or not fit.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Do you know what a regression is? Do you know what errors are? Do you don't know what...
Oh my gosh. These people are unreal. Go ahead. Unmute.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys are getting it confused a little bit.
Oh, okay. Enlighten us, please.
What the Quran is saying is basically all the books have been corrupted, and that's the last word.
Okay, but the Quran doesn't actually say that. Do you understand it doesn't actually say they're all corrupted?
I'm pretty sure it tells you that.
It doesn't say that. It says that we gave the revelation, and Allah's words cannot be corrupted, is what it says. And then it goes on to say that a faction of the Jews twisted it with their tongues. It doesn't say the text is corrupted. And by the way, again, for the 10th time for you guys,
has been corrupted.
It doesn't say that. It says a faction of the Jews twisted it with their tongue.
We know that the books have been corrupted.
You don't know. You're just asserting that. Well, do you understand? In a debate, I can say, listen, if I come to a debate and I say, we know the Quran is corrupted, would you accept that as an argument? You see how stupid that is?
But there's no fact to back that up.
Oh my gosh. This is like, can you restate the hypothetical for me?
You said...
Can you restate the hypothetical?
My hypothetical?
Oh my God. Good grief, dude. Constantine. I think we're going to get another 6 hours of people unable to restate a hypothetical, like we saw the other night. What's up?
Yeah, no, I understand your argument completely. How can you verify, a holy text if you don't have any prior holy text to compare
No, that's not the argument.
What is the argument? I thought you were saying, how can you validate the Quran, using any past
The
revelation?
Quran itself says that you can go to the prior revelation, is the argument.
I see. Okay. And are you willing to consider other methods of validating the Quran as a holy book, or are you just interested in debating the one on the table?
Well, this one is a great one because it destroys Islam. I mean, if this fails, then the whole thing fails. Because if the Bible's corrupted, then the Quran is telling me to check it against a corrupted text, which is dumb.
I agree with you, and I think there's a lot of hypocrisy among the Muslim community. There's a lot of arrogance, and there's a lot of I'm right, and there's this desire to prove that they're right, and they're the only ones right, and Christianity's wrong, and the Trinity is wrong, and it's always...
Okay, so why are you talking about other means of proving the Quran then? What do you...
Well, there are other arguments, dealing with like the number of times certain phrases or words occur throughout the text.
Well, how would that prove the text to be valid?
Well, it would just prove that the text was unaltered. It wouldn't verify that the contents of the text...
Well, I mean, there's first of all, there's scholarly dispute and debate about whether or not the Quran actually is perfectly preserved. But even if it's preserved, that's a fallacy. It doesn't mean it's true.
I agree with you there, and I just wanted to clarify the argument. But I understand your position. I'll drop back down to listener.
Okay. Got to calm down. I'm getting a little too sassy here. It's getting sassy. Islam, I'll bring you back up as a mathematician, man, if you want to calmly address the arguments and point out the fact that filtering the text to fit with the Quran is a circular argument. How could I... So basically you're telling me that you can check the Quran with the prior revelation when you find all the texts that fit with the Quran. You don't see how silly that is?
Yeah, no, hey John, or Jay, sorry, no, it was cut off. Were you saying something about filtering the text? It cut off when you...
You use the terminology that I filter based on what fits with the Quran. That was your argument.
Yeah.
Then you said that's not your argument.
That's one. No. That's one method you can apply, right?
Do you and I want you to restate to me why I said that's not a good argument.
I mean, because if you're going from the perspective of just matching good with good, like matching...
Can you restate what my argument is? Are you guys even able to do that?
It's biased because you're filtering for your own benefit. That's essentially why.
Well, not benefit. What specifically are you filtering it for?
Where you have matches.
To what?
So the things that are in the Quran.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's what
Is that not a circular argument?
Yes, but that's not what I said.
So it is a circular argument.
But that's not... Wait, Jay, that's not... But can you please just let me...
What do you mean that's not what you said? You did say filter the Quran based on the criteria. You said the Quran is the criteria. You said criteria.
It's the criterion, right? Like it's by how it's defined.
So you filter the Old Testament by the Quran as the criteria when it fits with the Quran, correct?
Correct, but you would look for the wait.
Yes, exactly. So that's what I said the whole time. Good God, dude, this is unreal. Like the way it's like talking to. Wow. Somebody needs to do a science paper on this. This is crazy. What's up?
Hi, do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I know it's not the subject anymore, but I want to touch back on the Quran and Islam.
No, that is the subject.
Yeah, but okay. So I watched your debate with Daniel Hakikachu, and I don't understand when you told him that it was a circular argument. For my point of view, what he's trying to say is that it's not like everything in the Bible must be exactly the same in the Quran. It's just like...
nobody believes that. That's not even relevant to the argument. Can you restate what the hypothetical argument is?
Is that the Quran is saying that the scriptures are corrupted, but...
That's not the hypothetical. Restate the hypothetical or I won't talk to you.
Okay. But it wasn't even the thing I wanted.
Can you restate the hypothetical or I'm not going to have this conversation?
Okay. It's that... okay, you know what?
So you don't know. Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
exactly. You're not. I know. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not being mean to you. But learn what the hypothetical is, which is what we've been talking about the whole night tonight. And in the 6-hour stream that I did 2 months ago.